Good day folks, Sean here from Air Photography. So in today's video we're going to be talking about different ways in which you can transfer the content from your DJI Mini 3 Pro or DJI Mini 3 over to your smartphone, tablet, or even your PC. There are several different ways in which you can do it, and you may find personally some are more convenient than others. Now before we get too far into the video here, there is something I do want to go over with you, especially if you are brand new to flying a DJI drone. No matter whether you're flying with the RCN1 controller here and you have a smartphone attached to it, or you're flying with the DJI RC. When you have the drone up in the air and you hit the record button, two versions of the video are going to be recorded. A high-res version is going to be recorded to the memory card within the drone, but a low-resolution version is also going to be recorded and saved within the DJI Fly App. And for the most part, when you're going to be doing your editing down the road, you want to use the high-res version that's stored on the drone. However, the low-res versions are handy because it allows you to preview what you filmed while you're out in the field without having to fire up the drone or transfer any content. And you can access that by clicking on the album button. I'm going to switch it over to Aircraft Album. And as you can see, all the different things we have filmed is stored right on the controller within the DJI Fly App. Again, all these videos are a low-res preview version, but we can go into each one. We can play and preview. So it gives us a nice preview of what we've captured, which is nice out in the field, especially if you're trying to get a very specific shot. You can give it a quick look to make sure everything is looking the way you wanted it to. But as mentioned, the really good quality video is going to be stored on the memory card that's inside the drone. Now when we want to transfer it either over to our smartphone, tablet, or a PC or Mac, there's a couple different ways in which we can do it. Now the first way, and this is my preferred method, I find it's the easiest and the quickest, is just to pull the memory card right out of the drone and then use some kind of memory card reader. Now there's many different card readers that you can use. This here is a specific Apple one with USB-C for an iPad, but you can also get a version with a lightning port if you're going to be connecting it to an iPhone. And there's all different third-party ones available on Amazon, and for the most part they all work well. Now I'll just quickly demonstrate on my iPad here, just because it does have a larger screen and it'll be easier for you to see. Once we've plugged our card into the device, there's two different ways in which we can transfer. Now this is again going with an iOS device. If you're using Android, it will be slightly different. The first is using the Photos app. We can launch our Photos app, and then over here along devices, we should see the memory card that we have plugged in. Right now it just says untitled because it doesn't have a name, and we can click on that. And as you can see here, all the files on that memory card are going to be listed. We can highlight the ones we want to transfer and then just hit the import button. Just keep in mind, sometimes doing it this way, if iOS does not support the video file, you may get an error. Once you're done transferring, all the video files will be listed in your gallery, and you can go ahead and share them or edit them or whatever you need to do to them. The other way to transfer over to your iPad or iPhone is by using the Files app, and that's actually my preferred method, just because I like to be able to organize the content. And doing it this way is also a little bit more forgiving when it comes to file formats and resolutions that currently aren't supported under iOS. Even though you can't play them on iOS, apps like LumaFusion tend to be able to read those files, and you can still edit them. So what we're going to do is launch our Files app, and again at the side here you can see we have a device called Untitled. That'll be the memory card there. We can then go in and browse it, and just like before, there's all our media files. We can then go ahead and select them, and then we can just move them over to a folder on our hard drive. So that's my preferred method of transferring content from something like the Mini 3 over to an iPad or iPhone. It's quick and easy, and it just works really well. Now, using a card reader works the exact same on a laptop or desktop, whether you're using a Windows-based machine or an Apple product. Again, you can just use a card reader. I have this one here, it's Lexar. I got it free with a memory card years ago, but it works just fine. You can take your memory card, plug it in, and of course you can get ones that have a USB-C interface if that's what you prefer. And then just plug it into a USB-C port, and right away you'll hear that sound that a new drive has been detected. So we'll open up our computer, and as you can see, there it is there. There's the memory card, and there's all our files. We can now just bring it over to any drive that we want. So that works well, but what happens if, say, you're on vacation and you don't have a memory card reader with you, but you want to upload some content to your smartphone or your tablet so you can share it with some family or post it to social media? In that case, you can use the drone itself and use it just like a card reader. All we're going to do is plug the USB-C from the back of the drone into our iPad, and then again, it'll pop up and we can transfer content directly over. Now this only works with USB-C to an iPad. It does not work going to an iPhone with Lightning. I'm not sure about Android. I don't own any Android products, so I haven't never tested that. But I'll just do a quick demonstration for you here. We'll power the drone on. As you can see, we'll now plug the other end of the cable into our iPad. Now if we go ahead and launch our Files app again, and you're going to notice we actually have 2 drives listed now, and that's because the Mini 3 Pro actually has a little bit of internal storage. It's not very much, and unfortunately it doesn't list which one is which, so you're just going to have to click on them and determine which one is the internal and which one is the memory card. So if we click this top one here, and we go into the DCIM folder, you can see there is all our media. However, if I click on the other one, again, go into the DCIM folder, you can see it's empty. There's nothing stored on there. So at this point, we would just select all our files again, and then just move them over to whatever directory we want. If you want to preview a file before you transfer it over, you can bring it up and go ahead and play it. Right now, it's playing right off the drone. And again, we can also transfer directly from the drone over to the Photos app. We launch the Photos app under Devices. There it says Untitled. Again, now it's reading all the media that's stored on the memory card that we have connected to the iPad. Now I'm just going to demonstrate here transferring over to a laptop. This works whether you're using a PC, a Windows-based machine, or a MacBook, or any kind of desktop. You can just plug your USB cable into the back of the drone, and then use either USB-A or USB-C, depending on what you're plugging it into. We'll just plug it in there. Right away you can hear it's detected a new drive. If we go to our computer, you can see we have the 2 drives listed. One is the internal storage and one is the memory card. Again, you may just have to go into it to figure out which one is which. But if we go in there, you can see here's all our files. Again, we can just transfer them over. Now the last way to do it is using a feature called Quick Transfer. Now to use Quick Transfer, you have to utilize the DJI Fly App. Now if you're using the DJI RC, you may not have the DJI Fly App installed on your phone or on your iPad because you don't really need it. But what you'll have to do is go ahead and download it to your iPad or whatever device you want to connect to. You don't have to power on your controller, just make sure your drone is powered on. You can see right away when we launched the Fly app, this little box came up at the bottom, and it's asking us if we want to switch to quick transfer mode. So what we're going to do is hit switch. It's then going to ask us to join the network that the Mini 3 Pro is broadcasting. As you can see here, we got confirmation it's now connected. So what we're going to do is click View Album. And as you can see here, we can scroll through and everything we have on the current memory card is going to be displayed. We can select a few items, and then all we have to do is hit the download button here at the bottom. And you can see at the top here, we do get a progress bar showing us the current state of transfer. So transferring this way is very quick as well, and some people will find it very convenient. At the end of the day though, I find the quickest and easiest way is just to pick up a card reader. You can get some fairly inexpensive ones on Amazon. You can just plug it right into your device, transfer everything over very quickly, and you don't have to worry about powering on your drone at all. Well folks, that's basically it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it and got some value out of it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, it's always greatly appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.